Yes, people, how is everyone? I am annoyed because I've literally just recorded this and the audio was off. The best thing about recording. Anyway, James Justin is the 10th or 11th new signing of the summer. And let's talk about it. Let's get straight into it. The fee of around, 8 to 10 million, I believe, with add ons. What I will say, and to defend this, it is a lot, obviously. It sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. Particularly for someone you'd assume would be a backup. But what I will say, and what kind of helps for me, is you are kind of getting a player who can do both. It's not like you're bringing in a backup right back or a backup left back that can prioritize one position. Is a player that can genuinely and has played both in his career consistently. A player who, from what I've seen, looks genuinely both-footed. So you kind of get into. And on the other hand, or on the other side, another point I guess you could make is it is a position we desperately need. Not desperately need in the sense that, he needs to start, but in the sense that we need backup. When in the Arsenal game, when Bogle got that yellow card, for whatever reason, it just made me think of, he might have to come off. Don't want him to get a red. Do you know what I mean? Because of the backup, you've got Sam Byram there, who is a sporadic squad player, and that is what, obviously, I think everyone knows he should remain. He's there if you really need him. On the other side, you've got Isaac Schmidt, who is not part of the squad. He's not been part of the squads. He's not played. He's even been on the bench, potentially. But he ain't going to play. So you have none at the level. The drop-off is there, right? And it's clear. So bringing in a player like Justin, who I'll put up on screen, has played, 99 times in the Premier League? It just instantly relaxes that for me, instantly. So if there is a slight problem with Bogle or Goodmanson, or there is a slight problem with Card and we need to take someone off, maybe even a tactical change, it massively helps. It massively helps. And it can relax me a little more, knowing that if that is the case and we do have to switch it around, even form, for example, form could be a thing. I know that at the bare minimum, we're bringing someone in who's played at this level, who we know has competed at this level in the past. That calms me. So in every way, this is a sensible, good signing. And you've got to think about it, build up. I think in the Championship, build up changed, but we were still so dominant and still better than everyone else that it affected the way we built up, but it didn't mean we lost the game. You look at the Premier League, for example, say it's Goodmanson, it's more a left-sided thing, left-footed, left back. If he's out of the team, whatever reason, you are then relying on a right-footed left back in Sam Byram. The build-up is getting, quality and stuff like that. The build-up is ruined. Everything is different. The game looks completely different. It just is. It's completely different. It's on your wrong side. The way in which you take your touch, the way in which you receive the game in front of you, when you receive that ball, the way in which you receive it is different. The angles you're looking to pass are completely different. It's so much harder for me on the opposite side as a fullback, particularly if you're a team like we are who likes to find our wingers, which we do. So having someone in Justin who, from what I've seen, who can genuinely play with both feet at a competent level, just relaxes that and makes it just seamless. So that helps. It just does. It just does, doesn't it? And the thing about Justin, one thing I will say, and I always say this, and this is the same for me as well, people, by the way, just to clarify. If I say a player's good, please don't take my word. Go watch him. If you can't watch him, then if you trust my opinion, then same for I trust other people's opinion. I'll listen to that opinion. I'll go with that opinion. But I'll always say, and always caveat it by saying, watch it yourself. Make your own judgment with your eyes. It sounds, that's what you do, right? In everything. You make your own judgment. Listen to people. Okay, yeah, okay. Don't make the full judgment on a player until you've seen him. I say that because, obviously, the usual rhetoric, the Leicester fans will be slating him a lot of the time, I'd imagine, saying he was terrible in the Premier League. It was not bad. I mean, sorry, it was not good last year in the Premier League for a horrific Leicester side who probably had El Canous, who can come out of that season with any positives. Maybe one or two more, I don't know. But let's be real. If we believed what opposition fans said about players, then what we're doing. Ethan Ampadu, look at the comments of Ethan Ampadu when we signed him, by the way. Look at Chelsea fans, look at Sheffield United fans, laughing. Bogle, look at that. There's so many, and we can use it the other way. What would a lot of Leeds fans say about Robin Koch and Rasmus Christensen to Eintracht Frankfurt fans? You know what I mean? They love him. So, when you go to a new club, it's a completely new environment. It's a fresh start. It's a new chance. New faces, a new feeling, new goals. Like I said, new environment. Everything's different. Everything feels different. It's fresh. It's a new beginning. It's completely different. You got a new manager, new feeling around the team, a new role. Everything's different. So I never try and judge players on their previous clubs. I never try to do that. Because I don't think it's fair. Because they're not at that club. They're representing your club now. So that's what I'd say in response to, I'm assuming, not all of them, obviously, but there'll be a lot of Leicester fans. And you've got to remember the recent rivalry we've had Leicester fans in the Championship. It got heated. It got a bit dodgy. So they're going to try and slate a player coming to Leeds. I'm not saying that's a Leicester thing. That's an every fan thing. So judge on what you've seen. If you've seen him and you didn't like him, obviously, goes without saying, fair enough. But for what we need as a team, and I've said this a lot this season because it's true, we've brought in players that we need and kind of sensible signings. I'm yet to be blown away. There's 7 days left at time record. Just a little one. But in terms of building a kind of sensible but competitive squad, I think we've got that bang on. I do. We just need the bits that will, in my opinion, get us the goals that keep us in this league. That's, I think, what we need. The creativity and the goals that keep us in this league. That's, I think, what we need. But with James Justin, it's another one that works. It's a massive upgrade on what we already have behind the two fullbacks. And on his day, this is a guy that played for England. I know people say that at times, and they say, well, this guy played for England. As a fullback, if you get one call up for England, we always have for years had a deep rooted, competitive fullback range playing for England. It's very good. And he managed to get himself in that conversation and actually start up. I don't know if he started, I can't remember. I think he did. If you get a cap, you start, right? But he actually played for England. So you're at a level, or you were at a level. He's obviously not at that level, or he wouldn't be here. But that wasn't too long ago. And there's a player there coming into a new environment now, like I said, where he will want to get that back. He will want to compete with Goodmanson. He will want to compete with Bogle. He will. He won't want to sit around. I hope as a player for his career, he wants to push on. He wants to start in this team. He wants to keep Leeds in. He don't want to be in another Championship team next year. That's why he left. So let's back him. Oh, people that want, honestly, I'm not going to say let's back. If you watch him, you don't rate him. I get it. That's fine. But give the man a chance. Let's see what he can bring, because he's coming into a new team now. We need to support him, or I will. People can do what they want. That's what I'd say. He was at a level not long ago. He had some injuries. Then he came back of these injuries and he was just in a poor team. A really poor team. Must have been a horrid, toxic environment. Most poor teams are. Not all of them, but most are. If you know you're poor and you know, it's kind of a good environment if you're not going to win. But in the Premier League, let's be honest. So let's back him. Give him a chance, a new beginning at this club. A fresh face for him. Fresh faces for him. Fresh teammates. Fresh ideas. Fresh feeling around the club. Let's give him it. Let's give him that benefit of the doubt. So I like it as an option. I do. I genuinely do. And I've been saying that for a while now. You know, if you've been in some of my videos, I've said all these right back names. I won't mind James Justin. I wouldn't. At a level, he can compete with our fullbacks. If not, if our fullbacks are playing well, then fine. Maybe he's not at that level anymore. Acting like he's 35, he's 27. But maybe he's not. But if he's not, and he's not outperforming our fullbacks, let's assume and hope they're playing relatively decent. So that's fine. And if they're not there, he can come in, and that's fine because he's done that before at a good level. So I'm happy with it. It's there. It's a good squad option. We needed it. Let's be real. Yeah. So I don't know what you guys think, and let's see. This is not a video about the other positions. I've mentioned that. I get it. We need more in certain areas. I know. But this is not that, is it? There is a video coming on that in the next 2 days, I believe. So watch out for that video. I'm going to do a video on what the end of the window now. Last week, this is what we need, in my opinion. Always just my opinion. That's videos coming. Also, sometime next week, me and Andrea are going to do a little pod/chat about football and Leeds. We're very different, I hope, to most things out there, so we can have our own little lane. There's a lot of stuff we talk about away from YouTube that's quite deep football trivia/law, you know, about formations and a lot of stuff like that. A lot of stuff about ideas from coaches, different coaches in Europe, different players, different styles. So something different. So that will be coming in the next few weeks. So please look out for that. We should have done it earlier. Honestly, we have some, if I say some stuff, we have some great chats about stuff. So that will be coming. I'll see you guys in a bit.